We're gonna talk about Cars 3, but may I remind you that we have yet to have an Incredibles 2. It's time to talk about Cars 3. And to a lot of people, they say this is the best Cars movie. It's the endurable one, it's the tolerable one. And to me, I'm sorry, the original one is still the best. 2 is awful, and then this one is slightly better than second, but still not a likable movie. And it does suck because this one actually had the best advertisement because it had. I remembered watching that teaser of Lightning McQueen getting destroyed. It's like, okay, we're gonna go on a darker route. It's gonna be different, and it just feels like the same bland kiddie movie. They do have that scene where Lightning McQueen gets destroyed and stuff, but basically this is the telling of a rusty old Lightning McQueen um, just beaten down and destroyed. And I'm gonna just straight up say, like, this movie, it just goes the direction that you would think so the second they introduce this character. Um, Cruz Ramirez, which is voiced by Cristela Alonso, and I'm gonna just start off by saying I am not a big fan of Cristela Alonso. I think she is annoying. Her comedy is not the best, and yeah, she's just not funny. I don't have anything against her, but she's just not my type of humor, and yeah, she's really bland and generic in here. Mater just disappeared from this movie. He appears every once in a while, but for the most part, he is just gone from the franchise at this point. But I personally thought that this movie kind of had a trope of, okay, passing the torch moment. Let's give Lightning McQueen some redemption. They make him hateable, but then eventually he redeems himself by giving um, Cruz her spotlight at the very end. It just feels very bland. I just don't care. Like, it's kind of like, I see this, and this is gonna be a weird comparison, but this had potential of kind of taking the Rocky franchise type of order, in the sense of, like, okay, he lost in the first one, maybe he redeems himself in the second, and so on and so forth. And no, they just, it always feels like Lightning McQueen had to kind of take a step back because he's selfish and arrogant, and then, like, I don't know, the one that did it better was the first one, and then this one just tried to do that. And, like, there's a side of me that kind of wants to see Lightning McQueen get his comeuppance. Like, yes, like, he gets his victory. Like, okay, but he's a way much better person than he was when he started. It just feels like we're just recycling the same story. And now Cristela Alonso is here. The villain is practically the same villain from the first one, just a different color car. Jackson Storm's Army Hammer, like, he just gives me annoying vibes. It's just like, I don't know. I think what hurts Cars will always be this movie, Cars 2. Cars 2 will forever be the black sheep of the Cars franchise, and it unfortunately hurts this movie because you really don't care about the Cars sequels following this, and it doesn't help that we still have yet to see Incredibles 2, which is coming. As of recording, they had just announced that Monsters Inc. is gonna have a sequel, a direct follow up to Monsters Inc. So, um, they're finally giving us the sequels that we want, but a little too late, and it doesn't help that this one happened first. Yeah, so Cars is the second trilogy to ever exist in Pixar's catalog. Unfortunately, Toy Story is no longer a trilogy because we get 4 and 5, but that's besides the point. This movie, it just, I don't care about it. I don't care about Cars. I'm so disappointed that I have to talk about it. It just put me in a bad mood. The whole time just dreading it and dreading it, and it's just like watching it. It didn't excite me. It didn't wow me. It didn't do anything for me. It's not a horrible movie. I've seen way worse. I'll give it a C-. I'll be nice. But it's not really for me. I know there's a fan base for it, but for me, it's not it. But at least I get to stop talking about this movie and I get to move on to one of the best Pixar movies of all time, Coco. I cannot wait to talk about that one. Anyways, take care, everybody.